What in the world is Stephanie Plum up to? Welcome back to Get Connected. I'm your host, Con Jackson. We are here in Paris, but for our next interview to find out about Stephanie Plum, we're going to go stateside. She's out. She's the main character, of course, in Janet's new book called Explosive 18. Janet, welcome to Get Connected.
Hi, Con.
Well, Janet, it's certainly great to talk to you. What's it like to see your brand new book in hardback?
It's great. It's always a thrill when it goes into the stores, you know, and I can stand there and look at it, and it has a bright red and orange cover. It's fun.
Most certainly, Janet. Now, I'm just curious, when you're writing about Stephanie Plum, what is it about her adventures that is so enjoyable to write about?
Well, I'm a lot like Stephanie Plum, and there's a lot of my daughter in the character as well. She's a very normal young woman who has a very unusual job, and that's, of course, the part that I don't have. So I get to live a little vicariously through her. She has a couple hot guys in her life. She gets into a lot of problems. In this book, in Explosive 18, she is on vacation in Hawaii, and everything goes wrong. It's just a total disaster. She leaves early, and then on the way home, she gets involved in a murder. And all this follows her back to Trenton. So not only is she working as a bounty hunter for a bail bondsman in Trenton, but she also has all of these issues with the men in her life. Her best friend thinks she's in love, and you know, and then of course there's the murder.
Well, Janet, you have me intrigued. It certainly sounds like an exciting plot, one full of excitement, but I'm just curious. You mentioned just briefly that Stephanie might have some semblance of you in her. What is it about the two of you?
Well, you know, it's not autobiographical, but I know where she lives. I've given her a lot of my own history, so I understand the character. I'm a Jersey girl, and this is set in Jersey, so I have a good grip on the setting, I think.
Okay, Janet, we're about to go into the Louvre in just a minute and see some amazing paintings. I know that that was your first love. Tell us what painting and writing have in common for you.
They're both creative processes. I think, you know, I think people are like jelly donuts, right? You have this jelly donut, and God pumped the jelly in, and you squeeze it, you know, and wherever the weak part of the donut is, the jelly squirts out. And I think creativity is like that, you know, so when you squeeze the donut, you know, if it squirts out painter, that's what you do. If it squirts out writer, that's what you do.
Janet, that certainly is a great analogy. Now, your first book is about to be made into a major motion picture starring Katherine Heigl. What's it like seeing her play Stephanie Plum?
Yeah, she's great. She's great. The movie is in theaters January 27th. It's One for the Money, the very first book in the series. And it stars Katherine Heigl. She is such a talented actress. And she really looks like Stephanie. She has the dark curly hair, and she has the Jersey accent, and she's just fabulous in the role. It's a real action film. There's a cop, a Trenton cop named Joe Morelli. She's after this guy. She has a long history with him. It's played by Jason O'Mara, who is super hot. I mean, I saw this movie, and I just absolutely loved the movie. It was very exciting. It was a lot of fun, a little humor, you know, a lot of action.
That is certainly great. Now, I know Explosive 18 is the new book we're talking about. I'm just curious, as you're developing the plot for it and writing it, do you take major shifts in where the character is going as you write it?
Well, you know, I don't know if there were plot changes when I start out. I have a little outline that I work from, so I know the beginning and I know the end, and I know some of the major plot points that are happening in there. I know what the crime line is going to be, and then I just go day by day filling in the spaces on it. So I'm not sure there were a lot of surprises, but it's always fun to write. You know, I love being in the world of Plum. I love getting up in the morning and going back into that world, revisiting Stephanie Plum and her family.
Well, no doubt about it, certainly inspirational. Congratulations on the new book and for your tremendous success. Given that success, what advice would you give to any of us following our dreams?
I think you just have to have tenacity. I think you need to stick with it. If it's important to you, you're going to keep going at it. You know, I didn't succeed at first. Some people are lucky, you know, it just happens for them. That wasn't the way with me, but I think if this is a dream and you have a goal, you keep trying to get better and you just stick with it.
Janet, certainly great having you with us. Congratulations on your latest book and for the new release of the film about your book series.
Thank you.
Certainly great having Janet join us. True inspiration, particularly when it comes to writing. But let's begin the adventure inside the Louvre when we come back. Thank you so much for watching. Are you tired of negative news? We are.
And that's why we're creating a movement.
By keeping it real.
With what you need to know.
It's more than what's happening.
It's bringing hope back to our lives.
So go to contv.com and join our movement.